teacher asks him questions, but in a rather evasive way, because at this point now Frank knows more about that information than they do in the other building. It's interesting to watch, as you say, how quickly people can learn to adapt themselves and to change.
What were you into before you got interested in this?
Really.
Is that, I hear everybody nodding, and is that generally the experience?
Yeah. Yeah.
The experience for everybody here.
I didn't have an independent study, and it was just in the beginning of the year, and Bill just brought that, and I said, yeah, okay, I'll do that. It's hard at first, but we just started. Got the equipment to me, but it took a few months to get the thing going, because I had to read and get by the putting it together. But once I see the aura, it really turned me on.
Did you make the machine? You made the machine, right?
I didn't make a machine. Edmund Scientific Company made it, which they're ashamed of, because they feel it's Tiller feels it's at the wrong frequency. But I don't see how he can say that, since how does he know it's the wrong frequency? How does he know it's not a really good aura? These pictures that here are just about the ones I seen in that conference. That from May 17th to Saturday, I was there at the Academy of Medicine, right up that way. And they showed me a movie. I seen 2 movies were there. Al Humstruck, I think he had the only true pulling effect. He took a movie camera and cut it in half with pencil. I don't know how he did it, but he obtained it. And he had about this 60mm film, and it's only about that's much of a square. You can't get much on it, but your finger's in contact with the emulsion. See, you have your negative no matter how big it is. Okay. You leave just the film, and that's placed on the plate. You put it on top, you expose it, you ground it, or whatever you have to do. Okay. On the 60mm, you have maybe the size of this square. You can't get much of the movie, so about all you can use is a finger. So it's kind of a jerking motion. The film moves, exposed, moves, and exposed, moves, and exposed. I'll be afraid the second I don't remember it's that technical. And that's about all you can do. You can't get much else on it. Disadvantage. So again, all I've seen was a lot of fingertips, not many fingers. That's all I say. You see it in the whole hand. My hands are whole hand. I see anybody there that whole kind.
You mean they're trying to photograph this on an effect in motion?
Yeah, there's one guy who did it. The only man who was there who did it. The true killing effect with the finger or in contact with emulsion. They did it in another way where they had a light amplifier. They rented that for $50 a day from some company, really super secret or whatever. And he hooked it up to a camera and amplified the light. He says he didn't agree with that one. He didn't like that one too, but he reserved the wishes to get back on this one. You could get the true thing. Here, some guy from the hospital, a doctor from Silver Blues, that they sent me a whole brand new box of X-rays for him. And he sent me nothing. I got a developer and everything. They wanted to send me copies. So eventually I get to print these things.
That's Gail's hand.
Is that my hand?
Yeah, I think
Looks
that's
like mine.
This is common. This is the principal thing.
It's a mitt.
Is it just like an ordinary photograph? Yeah.
Sort of, but there's no camera. Everything. I thought there was a camera too at first, but there isn't.
No.
You just need to film. Here's a top of a coffee. The inside of it. That's metal.
What is that, Frank?
Top of coffee there. I don't know. It was like a really super split second in that, and very little time in the developer, and it still got too dark. I think maybe it's
So that's the
Could you enlarge that also? Put it on.
If I had the enlargers, see, you need maybe 8 by 10 enlarger. You don't have the only thing I can get is enlargers 4 by 5 negative. And I have to do that maybe this week on the try to get down to the production center.
Incredible forms.
See difference. Maybe increasing. This is a norm. I took 3 pictures of piece so you get an idea. You pick one, so maybe or maybe less.
Those are interesting. There's a couple.
My hands.
The greening of Al Toffler.
a little more than the first three. So we're taking quite a few and pushing it up. We did that class.
We worked in class with moving energies. They worked on bioenergetics and so forth, trying to move energy black. So he worked on moving the energy up, and then kept taking pictures to see if there's a difference in the amount of energy coming out the fingertips, and it seems to increase.
Remember, Milt, you told me my aura wasn't too good, like maybe last week. You said it didn't look good, remember?
Yes?
And now I have the most terrible cold in the world. Nice to be there, but suffering. No papers. They're starting to put out better equipment with, varying frequencies. It's going for about $400. And I got all the rooms so far without some of my own. I got start reading about electronics eventually. Just don't really have much to do. Time seems so short.
Mr. Toffler, Frank is known affectionately by some people in the school as the mole because he spends so much time in the dark room there. He can practically see. I think that's yours. Isn't that yours, Wayne? The mole.
His girlfriend says he's always getting a tan in the dark room.
To work with Frank in the dark room is something else.
So it sums it up.
But they don't understand how I see it. It's don't, it's just a matter of feeling everything.
You see through the aura.
That's another thing, I don't know. Gail was sitting in the dark room, we were sitting there in total darkness. I don't know whether it's the light leak. Eventually I'm going to seal up the whole thing, so there's nothing coming in. She says she can see things. You can see a thing, like, I don't know, it's your imagination or what it is, but she can see the hand. Maybe it's you're imagining it. I'll have to test that one of these days. Get some film in there. I don't know, maybe I'll experiment with some exotic things, ultraviolet or infrared or whatever. I was thinking of that, and they already did it at that conference Saturday, May 17th. The conference impressed me too much.
Who sponsored the conference?
I think IKRA, International Culinary Research Association. They just formed, and their purpose they were trying to get some money up for research. Which you all know. I mean, they can't get grants from anybody. The money is their problem. Everything is so expensive. The film sets will run up.
Were there any other high schools represented there, Frank? I didn't
Yeah, there
even
weren't any high schools there, mostly colleges. That's all I heard. There was another young dude that was there I've seen, and he was coming from a college, and he had some equipment there. He had some things, but he didn't have any pictures. I was about the only one that had any pictures there. The rest they had all slides and some pictures they showed you on the screen. Movies or
How do the other students and the faculty react to this?
kind of enthused, they right away they jump at the time between they get their things, so they have to keep up, It's my fantasy. He said, oh, like he's telling me, oh, well, equipment, if this is that you can build it yourself, but the transformer alone costs $25. The whole thing costs $50. Then you get yourself an induction phone, and plus I got the glass and the electrode in the bag, which is worth it. Whatever else information. I told the scientific company, the exposure times for the film, that they had it all wrong. The exposure time. He was there at the conference. He told me, look, a triax
Doesn't work, yeah.
It's not 8 seconds. The triax was maybe a half a second and less, and they had 8 seconds down. And me and my photography teacher looked at it, and we didn't think that was too right. And probably the rest of the film said it correctly. They were rather embarrassed. They told the board that was up there that they were kind of ashamed of their equipment. So they put out a better one. They're going to put out $100 one, an amateur. So people want to spend so much money. They're going to put out a professional. It goes around $400. Varying frequency is really big. Either that or I'd rather build them myself. Eventually I get the knowledge to do it. Now I don't have it. I don't know. I've got long life and plenty of time to do it.
What's the Performing Arts Center? So many people involved in it.
Gail and Lenny explain that to me.
The Performing Arts Center is dealing with the arts, singing, dancing, acting, theater. So that all rolled up into one mold. And we just got done with the production of Dr. Moon, which
Of what?
went off pretty good.
Dark of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon. How many students of the total
about a quarter of it.
Or in the,
It's about a little over 20 in there now, I think. Right?
No, I think it's about
30?
30.
That much?
Maybe you can tell them how Ken works.
Okay, well, what
How
we
it
do,
fits into the structure of the student.
in the school, everybody has to have a work experience. And, or the performing arts center, which is considered work experience. We go to the PAC 4 days a week, Monday to Thursday, from 12:30 to 3:30. At the beginning of the year, for the first semester, a little less than the first semester, we had a creativity workshop. And we learned, it was a lot of sensitivity exercise, just feeling like natural on stage. And by the end of the year, the PAC students, if you're in for the whole year, you can get up to 2 state work experience credits, and it's also regular high school credits. And well, our first production was a children's theater, and we had a Winnie the Pooh play, which is completely student-run. Monica was the director, and the songs were written by the students, and then I wrote a clown monologue, and I had a clown face on and did that. And it was, the whole thing is that I went to the PAC because I wanted to do comedy, and that's what I did. Monica wanted to direct, the other people wanted to act or sing. And then we had a puppet play where we built the puppets and wrote the script, and that didn't last too long. We replaced it with somebody did a comic mind. And then we went into the Dark of the Moon. And basically, Ken worked more as a teacher, and we learned a lot. And then, he is the director, and it came out looking, it was excellent, superb, rave reviews. We haven't gotten yet, but sure we will.
What I'm thinking of, why don't you share with them about the difference in structures of the school, the little kids coming in and the teachers having them sit in rows, and what happened?
That was
in
with
our
Winnie the Pooh
structure.
play.
Well, in the Winnie the Pooh play, I was dressed up as a clown, so like I went down, the kids got sort of a charge out of seeing this overgrown clown come down. And what happened is the teachers would come in, and I figured it'd be great, a clown. I have it made just by doing the fact that it's kids and I'm a clown. And the kids would come in, and they're all noisy, and the teacher said, "Shut up." And they walk in, and we had it was about 100 chairs and mats. And I figured the kids were sitting on mats, and the kids go in, and the kids went over to sit on the mats, and the teachers, I'm sitting in rows. And so I just figured I went over to the...
who's the clown?
I was.
Not sure.
And I go over to the teacher, and I'm very polite. I said, why don't you let the kids sit on the mat? It's easier for us to perform with the kids. And I'm really making it sound like he'd be doing us a big favor if he did. No, I can't control them if they're on the mat. And I'm just trying to tell him, it's okay, sir, we've been doing this. We'll control them, don't worry. No. So finally, I don't suppose I should have done it, but nevertheless, I did tell him that. After the teacher left, I said, well, kids, it's my school. You don't have to listen to the teachers. You can sit on the mat. And that's when, I forgot the teacher's name, but he was from one of the elementary schools. I don't know if he got mad or not, but I left. I went backstage. Just hid there. And it's really great, because I got some great response from the little, I learned so much from the kids, because they react, like, really from the heart. They don't applaud because they have to. If they think it's bad, you know.
I think that's such an early example of how creativity is lost, that when the students wanted to get into it, he drew them out, and they were reacting to the players, where the teacher was pulling them back already at that age.
Really, to see how, I think I noticed it recently, how much a little baby will learn is trying to watch Vita's Little Creep.